Yeah, hi there. These comments are for S. I'm just using your initials for privacy purposes, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT. You completed integrated speaking or integrated writing practice test number 8. And I'm going to go ahead and go over your essay. I'll even make a few corrections, and I'll give you a score when I'm done, right? So you say the passage states that fast food restaurants contribute negatively to the health and diet of American citizens and gives 3 reasons of support. On the other hand, the lecture explains that the lack of consumers' responsibility, I'm going to say here, leads to the misconception of fast food restaurants and refutes each of the author's reasons. Alright, so I think you're okay here. I made a few corrections. You say, firstly, the reading passage explains that fast food restaurant chains serve fast and cheap food, which you want to say here causes obesity in the long term. The speaker refutes this point by saying that obesity is caused by inactive lifestyle you might say that by inactive lifestyle and by consuming more calories than are needed in a day. You might say something like this to add to the idea. Furthermore, he states that if you're not active and sit down in front of the TV or play video games, you will gain weight. You say, secondly, the reading passage claims that fast food leads to an unhealthy society. You can probably get rid of these 2 connectors and just say afflicted with high cholesterol, diabetes, and heart disease. Now, let's take a look at the rubrics. I'm going to find the reading passage here. So we have fast food contributes to an unhealthy society that is plagued with high cholesterol. Society is unhealthy because the options for fast food are limited. And then you say fast food advertisements have unfortunately helped unhealthy food become a staple of the American diet. So probably, I think that you're a little bit incomplete with your response, I think, for the reading passage here. You could probably say a little bit more. Notice how much time you spend on with the lecture here, or how much time you spend on that. So you have the speaker refutes this point by saying that recently fast food restaurants have more options in their menus like fruit and salad besides the high calorie, you might say high calorie foods. The problem here is you're saying it refutes this point, but this point is saying that fast food causes a lot of diseases. But when you present the argument from the speaker's perspective, it doesn't directly connect back to that. So what is it that it's actually refuting is you're not really saying it. You say something like, in addition, the reading passage asserts that limited healthy options at fast food restaurants Now I think when you now say what you've said, now it's clear exactly what is it that the speaker's refuting. So if we go back to the reading passage, we have here, you see, society is unhealthy because the options for fast food are limited, right? So that's something that you want to say, and then you can show how the information in the lecture is different from that. And this is why you said what you said here. So I think that as I've added here, I've added some ideas that you can probably put in there that better show what the relationship of the ideas are. So the reading passage claims that fast food leads to an unhealthy society afflicted with high cholesterol, diabetes, and heart disease. In addition, the reading passage asserts that limited healthy options at fast food restaurants further contribute to the problems in society. The speaker refutes this point by saying that recently, fast food restaurants have more options in their menus like fruit and salad besides the high-calorie foods. He also says that California and New York restaurants have written the calories of each item in their menu, so people, you want to say here, are more informed. Don't forget your verb there. Okay, let's go to your next idea. You say, third, where the reading passage states fast food restaurants promote gluttony. But why is that? You probably have to say, I'm just going to say it here, if you go back to the reading, why is it that they promote gluttony? It has to do with the offering of unlimited sodas. So it says, customers at fast food chains have unlimited free refills and consume much larger amounts of soda and sweetened drinks. So you're saying that they encourage gluttony because they offer unlimited free refills. I think that's an important idea that you should mention. You say, however, the speaker refutes this point by saying that fast food restaurants are part of society like movie theaters and do not necessarily enhance gluttony. But how does this that you're saying refute the idea that fast food restaurants have these unlimited refills? So again, the argument that you present from the lecture, it needs to directly refute the argument that's being made in the reading, but you're not very clear as to what these two arguments are. So how could you be more clear? What could you do? So if you take a look at it, you probably say something like this. The main thing, this is what you're trying to do as a reader. You're trying to separate the most important from the least important points. Talking about movie theaters and Starbucks, that's not really important in this paragraph. So you focused on some information that wasn't important in making or supporting arguments, right? So the main thing is not drinking and eating large amounts of fast foods every day, right? And even if you go back to part of your thesis of what you said in the beginning, I mean, if you go back here, you're saying that it's a consumer's responsibility leads to the misconception. So if you want to tie that last idea back to your thesis, you could say something like this. So when you look at this final paragraph, you'll say the reading passage states that fast food restaurants promote gluttony because they offer unlimited refills on their sodas and sweetened drinks. However, the speaker refutes this point by saying that a consumer doesn't have to take advantage of these free refills even though they're offered, and it's the customer's responsibility to make sure that he or she does not over-drink or over-consume something. Now, if you said that, then it would be a better connection, I think, between the information in the reading and the information in the lecture. Right? I would also suggest that you could probably use a conclusion to kind of tie up your ideas. That might also help. Okay. Okay, now the question is, how will you score on this particular essay, right? So I don't think you'll score in the 3 range on this, I'll be honest with you. So there's some ideas, there's some points in either the reading or the listening passage that you're not mentioning, as I pointed out. So sometimes it's unclear exactly what the connection is between the main point in the reading and the main point in the lecture. So your response sometimes is incomplete. Sometimes you're focusing on the wrong information. So you want to make sure when you're reading, try to focus on whatever the argument is. You look at what the thesis is in the reading passage, then you try to look at the body paragraphs to determine, what best connects back to that. All right, so I'm going to put you here at I'll put you at 3.0 out of 5. Or 18 points out of 30 on this particular practice test. Now, for the purposes of our class, in terms of writing percentages, 3.0 puts you at 76% on this assignment.